Good morning, friends, and thank you for joining me in another epic episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. So it's a pretty cold, dank morning this morning, but not going to bother me because I'm going to be in my happy space. So just an aside, I don't know if you can hear in the background, we've got a symphony of rubbish trucks going on at the moment. This happens every Monday. So 40 years ago, every family would put out one rubbish sack. They're called clean sacks. They were made out of paper, so biodegradable. And pretty much every family, most families, one bag was all they put out. And truck would drive along, and the young guy would run along and grab the bags and chuck them in the back. And it was all over in seconds. Now, in this modern age, in this age of environmental consciousness, we actually have a fleet of trucks going up and down the road. So there's one that collects compost, which we have our own compost. So that's kind of redundant, but we have to pay for it anyway. Then we have another one that picks up recycling, and most of that gets taken to a plant out in the south, and a tiny percentage of it actually gets sorted out and recycled, and the rest, guess where that ends up? The landfill. And then we have the actual rubbish truck. So another truck comes along, picks up another bin that actually has the rubbish in it. So I suppose I shouldn't complain, because at one stage there was a fourth truck. They used to have a separate truck for cardboard, but thankfully they've decided that was a waste of time. So now the cardboard and the bottles and the cans and everything all go into the one bin. So yeah, and interestingly, the compost gets so it all gets dumped at a central depot, and then it gets re-put into bigger trucks, and it gets driven about 150 kilometres to somewhere else where it's allegedly processed into compost. So I don't know, from having one single truck going up the road and just taking it out to a landfill, we now have all these trucks driving all over the place, dropping stuff off, picking it up again, taking it somewhere else. And apparently, in the grand scheme of things, that's more environmentally friendly. So I'm calling bullshit on that. I think what it is, it's just a way to make more money and to take more money out of us. So I don't want to sound like the world's biggest conspiracy theorist, but honestly, it just doesn't make any sense until you start looking at it from that point of view. But anyway, that's just a little tidbit there for you. And yeah, I have a special treat, guys. I have a special treat at the end of the video. I've got something quite unique to show you guys, and so try and hang in there or skip to the end, and yeah, we'll see you there. Well, guys, I've come down into the bunker after a week, and you can see I'm still not immune to the odd little collapse. Some fairly sizable chunks there. That's just come off this face here, which isn't totally surprising. It's not supported in any way, so I'm not too worried about that. The ceiling is good as gold, of course. That's got all that rebar up there, so yeah, I'm not too worried about that. That's just done a bit of the digging for me, but I'll have to clean that out before I get stuck into me rebar. But that's just a minor inconvenience. I'll soon sort that out. Alright friends, I've finished for today. So you can see I've got this rebar. Excuse the shaky camera work. It's really pretty cramped down here. See it all the way around. So it's secured to all of the anchor points that I've concreted in, and these bars here that are driven into the ground, so I've got them all the way around, and the idea of those is, so I'll concrete, do the concrete, and then when I excavate below this, it'll expose the bottom of these, and they will be welded onto the next layer of rebar, so it's all sort of keyed in together. So that's the logic between the logic for that is to basically just hold it all together. So that should be pretty good, I think. Yeah, so next job will be to do the shuttering for it, and that's going to be quite awkward, but never mind. And then do a big pour. All right, time for a break. Time for a Kit Kat. Hello friends. So can you imagine the apocalypse? It's happened. It's the end of the world. Everything's absolutely gone to shit. And you're living down in your bunker. Okay? And just think about this. What are you going to miss the most? Living in a bunker. I mean, is it going to be a flushing toilet? Is it going to be running water? Is it going to be electricity? The internet maybe, any number of things. But I'm telling you now, if you're a true blue Aussie, or a fair dinkum Aussie, or a real Kiwi, and I can't really speak for our English friends out there and our American friends. I'm not sure if your priorities are quite the same, but the number one thing you're going to be missing is tap beer. Beer from the tap. I mean, sure, you'll have bottles and cans, but, there's just nothing like drawing a pint. And, if the end of the world's come, it's going to be pretty dire. However, there's a solution at hand. And this is pretty amazing. So, the Japanese are pretty clever. They've come up with something that's better than AI or rockets or, any of that nonsense, mate. They've come up with a beer in a can that gives you the tap beer experience. So this is it here, guys. This is a brand new product. It's called it's made by a company called Asahi. It's Japanese, and the beer is called Namajoki. Okay, so that translates. I've written down here. It's a fresh beer jug. Basically that translates to. So currently this is only available in, we see, Taiwan, Singapore, Japan and Korea. So I'm sorry, but you guys aren't going to have any of this just yet, but I'm sure it's coming your way. But it's being released, I understand it's being released in New Zealand, and just through a contact I have, I'll say no more, I've been given a sample of this amazing product. So it's a self-foaming can. So there's some pretty high-tech built into this can, and so the instructions for it comes with instructions, of course. So you got to chill it between 4 to 8 degrees. Pull to remove lid. So this is a key thing. It doesn't just have like a little hole. The whole lid comes up, and then the top of the can is designed in such a way to hold the foam in so it doesn't go everywhere, but we'll see. And then we just hold it to activate the foam. So let's see how this works out. So there we go, guys. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's she's overflown. Oh, Jesus. There we go. It's just like it's been drawn out of a tap. Freshly poured, guys. Freshly poured beer. How's that? How bloody amazing is that? 2025, I've seen some pretty amazing things with AI and SpaceX and, you know, electric cars and flying cars and all sorts of nonsense. But honestly, tap beer in a can has to top it all. Oh, that's a good drop. That's a good drop. So I've mentioned, I'm not a huge beer drinker, but that is very nice. I could actually get in the habit of drinking that. I can see that. Just to round it out, I've got some Japanese snacks as well. So honey and butter flavoured. Okay. Potato chips. Sweet potato. Oh, okay. Sweet potato chips. Seriously, sweet. Okay, the Japanese are starting to give me doubts now. Oh, I make a strong bag. You know, I generally like my potato chips either salted, salt and vinegar, cheese and onion, bacon, and now I've been told that the prawn cocktail is a really popular one in England. I can't say I have had it, but it was many years ago, and I can't remember what it's like. But honey and butter. Yeah. Actually, sort of grows on you. Actually, probably with the beer. Yeah, it's not too bad with the beer. I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy these guys. There's no way I'd buy bloody honey and butter potato chips. But they're free, so I go with the beer. Not too shabby. Yeah. I am wishing they were cheese and onion, to be honest. But anyway, shout out to my contact that gave me this advanced preview of this amazing technology, guys, and thanks for watching this nonsense. And yeah, so that's it for me this week. Just want to thank everybody for watching the video, hanging in there. I'm quite pleased with what I got done. That's a lot of rebar down there, and it's nice and solid. And it means next weekend I can get into the shuttering. And yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, thanks to everybody that's subscribed and liked my videos. And there's something flying around in here. Hope it hasn't come out of the bag. Some Japanese bug. Surely not. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, thank you to the subs and likes. Thank you very much to my Patreons and YouTube members and the super thanks. I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for me. So have a great week, guys. Look after yourselves out there, and we'll see you next week for another gripping episode. I'm just going to sit here now and enjoy my beer and my chippies. Take care. Yeah, nah, honey and butter, come on. I find the potato chip itself, it's a nice potato chip. Like if this was salt, just plain salt, or cheese and onion or bacon, I think it would be a very nice potato chip. But this idea of honey and butter. You know, the Japanese have some strange tastes. So Kit Kats are super popular in Japan, super popular. In fact, I mean, in the whole world, they eat the most. I believe they eat the most Kit Kats, and they have the most flavors. They have like dozens and dozens, and I'm not even joking, dozens of different flavors of Kit Kats. And you go on the old web, you can look up these lists of just just really unusual flavors, and they're seasonal, some of them. And I've tried a couple of the weird ones. They weren't to my taste, like mocha, I think, which is tea. With tea flavored chocolate, yeah. But each their own. But I can tell you this, they make a nice beer. This is quite decent. And I do like the fact that it's the whole lid has come off the can. It seems to taste better when it's like that rather than sucking it through a little hole. There's one beer I really want to try, and my Aussie mates watching in are going to laugh at this, but there's this guy, this old Aussie guy, made it famous basically, and it's if you've seen the clip, you'll know what I'm talking about. The VB long neck, and it's funny how it just shows the power of marketing. Because I mean, I really want to try that beer, and everybody tells me it tastes like it's not the greatest beer, but we can't buy it in New Zealand. We can buy there's some variants of VB, but not the VB long neck. I think part of the reason I want to try it is just to annoy my partner, because I absolutely hate that little clip. I guess I keep playing it. I just think it's really funny. Yeah. If you're still watching at this stage, I respectfully suggest you get a hobby. I'm just joking. The stuff I watch on the internet, people people doing things that I don't actually have any interest in, but I don't know, it's just sometimes watching people do things or just nattering on is entertaining. I guess you don't have to think too hard. That's why. That's enough of those. But I will finish up this. Super dry Mama Jockey. This company, Asahi, it's been I looked it up on the old web. I think the original company started in like 1890 or something like that. And then it went through various iterations, name changes. I think being bought out by other companies and so forth. But and then after World War II, it was broken up. They had the Yanks had some idea about not having any of the businesses in Japan too big and powerful. So this company got sort of broken up into different I suppose, different brands, and they're still, those brands are still going today as separate companies. But Asahi is a massive company. You look at some of the labels it owns. I think it owns Foster's, and it just owns a lot of beloved beers from around the world. But, I must be doing something right. Do you guys drink all these fruity beers, like with different apples, like pear and boysenberry and all this nonsense? I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. I like my beer. As I say, I don't even drink a lot of beer, but when I do drink a beer, I want it to actually taste like beer, not like some fruit drink. If I want a fruit drink, I'll drink a fruit drink. I don't really understand why they have to make everything taste like something else. You get tea that tastes like all these different flavoured teas. I just want, if I want tea, I want a cup of tea. I want a cup of bloody fruit or herbs. And same with the beer. Wine, I think, is a bit different. You get these different wines like Fujara wine and stuff like that, and that's, I don't know, that seems logical to me. But making a beer taste like Fujara, I don't see the point in it, personally. The same goes with whiskey. There's always peanut flavoured whiskey. I mean, maybe it's delicious, I don't know, but I have absolutely no desire to try it. Peanut whiskey. Well, I think it's peanut butter, but I mean, I like peanut butter. Peanut butter on toast with a bit of jam, but why would I want my whiskey to taste like bloody peanut butter? I don't know, the world's a mystery to me now, these days, I think. I guess I'm getting old, because a lot of this stuff makes no sense. Anyway, I'm rambling, but you're still hanging in there, cheers to you. Honestly, I'm getting quite happy on this. I'm a very cheap drunk. No, it's 18 plus apparently. That seems so odd stuff that you put on there, doesn't it? What have we got else on this? It's 1.4 standard drinks. Ooh, okay. And let's say the alcoholic content somewhere. No, I can't actually see it. Oh, here we go, 5.2. Oh, that's quite strong, isn't it, for beer? 5.2. That's very refreshing, actually. I definitely don't plan on making a habit of this, so I see people my age with their big beer guts, and that's it's not something I plan on working towards, to be honest. It's a very pleasant drop. So there's supposed to be all this amazing technology in the bottom, apparently. There's nothing in the bloody bottom. No, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. It's just the bottom. I mean, it's probably it's more of a dome than normal. There's like a little ridge there. Maybe the ridge does all the magic. Really, honestly, I don't. Where's the old Guinness stout? If you cut one of those cans open, there is like a little. It's got a special name, but there's a little plastic thing at the bottom that actually does help with, create the foam. Yeah, I'm calling BS on that one. There's nothing in there. Yeah, here I was raving on about all this Japanese technology. It's just a bloody can. Well, true, has a bigger opening than normal, but But it's a nice beer. It does not detract from the beer. And I enjoyed that actually. Enjoyed that a lot. Thank you for watching. Oh, excuse me. If you hung into the end here, well, good on you. Anyway, I'm going to go in now and have a shower and probably follow that up with a nice cup of tea. All the best.